word is condense. Uh, so give me look at the definition. Give me a definition for condense. Go. First off, give me the definition. Find it in the.
Water droplets were concentrated on the outside of a cold glass on a hot day.
Okay. Next. Next one is source.
Source, tiny water droplets are the source for forming clouds.
So source is where.
Equals
Okay. Eh, next, let's go. Well, source is where something comes from, right? Good. And rotating. What does rotating mean? I'm gonna go with her.
The earth is always rotating. It never stops turning.
So what does rotating mean?
Like turning around.
Turning around. Very good. Rage. Go. What do you think?
The earth is always rolling. That's
Find rage. Find rage. Rage.
Rage. When rages dirty, and hurricane, they never seem to stop.
So what does rage mean?
The hurricane never
When
stops.
something is when you're in a rage, someone is in a rage. What does that mean?
You're mad.
Angry, mad. Very good. Very good. So how would you make a sentence? Use rage in a sentence for me.
I rage when I play my game.
I rage when I play my game. Okay. Next word is experience. What does experience mean based on what the book say? Yes.
Experience. Some places experience a lot of damage from hurricanes.
So what does experience mean to you?
I experience rage.
You experience rage. Very good sentence. Why did you experience rage? Because.
Fortnite. You don't even play. Exactly.
Okay. So you experienced rage when you were playing Fortnite? Well, what caused the rage?
Dying.
Who's dying? You were dying, or the characters in the scene was dying?
He was dying. I was dying.
You were dying. Okay. Next, the next word is ancient. Bella, what does ancient mean to you?
Old.
Old. So read what it's saying in the book.
The ancient Greeks who lived long ago had storms during the summer.
Okay. And so you make your own sentence with the word ancient. Let's hear what you come up with. My friend lives in ancient Egypt. Excellent, excellent. The next word is predict. Predict. Okay, Robert.
You have to read it.
Read it. What?
People try not to predict the weather, but often it's hard to know what the weather will do.
Okay, so you come up with your own sentence now. What does predict mean to you? Make a sentence with predict, your own sentence.
Yeah?
Hmm?
Like I don't take it from the book.
No, you don't take it from the book. You read it. The word is predict. Make a sentence with the word predict. It's a sentence, but I think you can make it better than sentence. Okay, I'm gonna have him help me. Tell you, right? Go.
I predict when the four next year was coming out now.
Okay. You heard what he said? He predicts that when the Fortnite game was coming out, and now it's out. All right. Too many voices. Yeah. Okay. Next word is registered. What does the book say about registered? I can tell you just the same. What does the book say about registered life?
And monitor recorded wind speeds near a tornado. It registered high winds.
Okay. And a monitor.
Can I make a
That's
sentence?
good. Make a sentence. With it.
When I was at
With
the
registered. Okay.
when I was at the store, I registered my shopping.
Very good. Very good. So now let's start some reading. Over here, so I want you to go to page 319. 319.
Well, that's a good color.
319, preview the topic. We'll learn about the topic some more. So hurricanes, are you guys ready? I'm hearing voices at table 2. Voices off, please. Pay attention. So, preview topic, hurricanes. Hurricanes which feature raging winds and pouring rains are the biggest and deadliest storms on Earth. The study of weather, including hurricanes, is part of Earth science. Earth scientists study our planet, origin, and features, including air, water, and weather. As you read, okay, I can hear you. I cannot read if you're speaking. Okay, as you read, hurricanes, Earth's mightiest storms, you learn how wind, air temperature, and moisture interact to create one of the world's most awesome weather events. So from this we know, what does it need? What do we need for an hurricane to get started? We need what? Wind. Look right here. Eyes on the board, please. Let's see. This one is for here, and this one is, where's this one? And yeah, in your book, you can see hurricanes need what? What do they need to get started? It's up there. Who can tell me? Go ahead.
Air temperature and moisture.
Good. Very good. Anything else? Something else. What else, Brian? It's there. Can you see it on the board? It starts with a W, I, N, D. What did I just spell?
Wind.
Wind. You need to get wind, air temperature, and moisture. When they all interact, they create one of the world's most awesome weather events. And what are we talking about? Hurricane. Okay, go.
And also, you also need some.
The moisture gives you the rain, right? So now, again, where do hurricanes start? Do they start over warm oceans or warm deserts? Very good. Now, what do you call the center of the hurricane?
The eye.
The eye. Good. So remember how that works, right? You have you have a heavy storm coming in, right? Then it can have calm. If there's calm, you're in the eye of the hurricane. But is the hurricane over yet? No. The other part of it is coming behind. So Miss Peterman, what do I use to point? On this side. Oh, my fingers? That's it. Hey, I couldn't see the both. Okay, good. So, the making of a hurricane. So, let's try it.
What's the same way?
We're gonna try and read how the way we read yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You need something? What? Why are hurricanes called hurricanes? You know, they're called typhoons also, right? And they're called tornadoes. So when we read, we'll probably learn more about why they're called that name here. Okay. Robert said he knows why. Why?
Because H stands for hurry, U stands for, you know, R stands for me, R stands for rush, I stands for intense,
Okay.
C stands for crazy,
All right.
A stands for rubber.
All right, Robert. Thank you. Okay, so the making of a hurricane. Great whirling storms roar out of the ocean in many parts of the world. They are called by several names. Hurricane, typhoon, and cyclone are three most familiar ones. But no matter what they are called, they are all the same sort of storm. They are born the same way in tropical waters, warm waters, the tropical waters. They develop the same way, feeding on warm, moist air, and they do the same kind of damage, both to shore and at sea. Other storms may cover a bigger area or have higher winds, but none can match both the size and the fury of hurricanes. They are Earth's mightiest storm. Next reader, I'm going to go with Bella. Okay, Wise has a question, yes.
There's actually 5 types of hurricanes. There's hurricane, typhoon, cyclone, tornado, and storm.
Let's go. You said there are what, 5 times? Yeah, well, look. Can you read this? They are called by what?
Several
Good. But it means what? The same thing. So it's hurricanes, that's one. That's what we call it. Then there's typhoon. And there is cyclone. That's how many?
3.
Okay. And how much do you think it was more?
Yeah, that was 5.
Oh, that's all right. Maybe there's 5 or more. But scientists doesn't accept those names, right? Because in different cultures, where people have different language, they have names for different things. Like an eggplant, you know what an eggplant is? Well, that's eggplant to us in America, or probably in Italy, right? But in other parts of the world, they may call eggplant something different, right?
But those were the only 3 familiar ones that they mostly use.
Yes, they
Even
use.
though those 2 that Muhammad suggested still do.
Yes, very good point, Travis. Very good point. I think Travis is reading, right?
No. Oh, Bella.
Bella, here we go, Bella. I'm coming over and give me your money? Okay, everyone should be quiet when our colleagues are reading. Go.
Like, like all stories, they take place. Like all stories, they take place in the atmosphere. An envelope of air that surrounds the earth and presses on the surface. The pressure at any one place always changing. There are days when air is sinking and the atmosphere presses harder on the surface. These are times of high pressure. There are days when a lot of air is rising and atmosphere does not press down as hard. These
These what?
These are types of low pressure areas over warm ocean give birth to hurricanes.
Okay, low pressure areas, remember that, low pressure areas over warm oceans give birth to hurricanes. That's going to be important to answer the question. So next reader, give it to someone who has their hands up. Turn your chair away so you can stretch your legs out. Go. No one.
No one knows exactly what happens to start these storms, but when conditions are right, warm, moist air is set in motion. It begins to rise rapidly from the surface of the ocean in a low pressure area, like water in a hose. Air flows from where there is more pressure to where there is less pressure, and so air over the surface of the ocean flows into the low pressure area, picking up moisture as it travels. This warm, moist area soaks upward.
Good. So it explains how hurricane develops and how it travels, right? Good. Next reader. And the voices I'm hearing, please turn it off. So we're here. You don't want me to get someone to give me. Go.
As the air rises above the earth, it cools. The cooling causes moisture to condense into tiny droplets of water that form clouds. As the moisture condenses, it gives off heat. Heat is one kind of energy. It is the energy that powers the storm. The clouds are the source train.
Good. So, what's powering the hurricane to get it really going? It's
Heat.
very good. And it's just one source of energy. Heat and so do you think heat has something to do with heat? When you combine heat and droplets, what do you think would happen? Think about the boiling pot of water, right? You have some energy. And so let's turn the next page around. And if you look below, you see a picture, right? And you're seeing the rain, the warm air, the warm ocean, the clouds where the eye is forming, and above the clouds it is something like what? Lightning? Okay, let's, next reader. Standing, you cannot be speaking or playing. If you're standing, you cannot be speaking or playing. You should be standing to stretch your legs or something like that. Who has the mic and who's reading? Go, Savannah, go.
The low pressure
Area. Low pressure area.
acts like a
Chimney.
chimney, warm air in zone and at the bottom raised in
In a column.
a column, cools and speeds
Press out. Okay, stop. So you know what a chimney looks like, right?
Yeah.
So the warm air comes into the chimney, right? And there's a pocket, and it goes up. And what comes out? The storm grows. Wherever it's in the chimney, right? Pressure builds up, and when it comes out, there's a storm. That's a simple way of explaining it, right? As the air inside rises and more air is drawn in, the storm grows. Next, the
air being drawn in, however, does not travel in a straight line. The Earth's surface is rotating, and the thing causes the path to curve. The air travels in a
spiral within
the storm.
Good. So when the air comes out, it keeps going like this. As it travels, it goes like this. Have you guys seen the tornadoes on TV?
Yeah.
So when it's traveling, that's how it's going around, like that. Right. So, and it goes, according to Wise, it goes counterclockwise. You're speaking too much. I don't like that. You're not listening. I have to speak to you too many times about being quiet. Please come back and sit. Okay, now, in the northern hemisphere, next reader. Okay, please go sit. Please go sit. Go right. Yes.
The low pressure.
In the moment.
In the what?
Look at where I'm pointing. Look at where.
In the northern hemisphere, the swirling winds travel counterclockwise, the opposite of the way the hands on the clock move. In the southern hemisphere, they travel clockwise and most of these storms die out within hours of days of their birth. Only about 1 day of 10 grows into a hurricane.
So only about 1 in 10 goes into hurricane. But there are many others. But there are many others, right? And they die out as they begin, shortly after they die out. So if they all live, we'll get a whole lot more hurricanes than we normally do. Now let's go to the picture below. The graph? Yes, we'll read it. So, inside a hurricane.
Inside a hurricane, high winds spiral around the eye, but within the eye, all is calm. Air pressure within the eye is extremely low because there is less pressure on it than on southern.
So the transit is in the southern hemisphere.
Areas, the sea under the hurricane rises in a bulge or dome.
A bulge or a dome. A bulge or a dome. Okay? Okay. Last, we are on page 325.
As high winds develop, air pressure falls rapidly at the center of the storm. This low pressure area is called the eye, and it may be 10 to 20 minutes across the eye. 10 to 20 miles across the eye is a hole that reaches from bottom to top of the storm. Winds rage around the hole, but within it all is calm. Winds are light, the air is clear with blue sky or scattered clouds and sunshine above.
Okay, next reader. So the eye of the storm, the eye of a hurricane storm could be what? 10 to 12 miles across. That's a lot of distance. That's why when the eye is passing over somewhere, people come out because they feel the calm and believe the hurricane is over. Then they get hit to the other side of the hurricane. So so we are on page 325 and we are at people, right?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead. People.
People caught in a hurricane may certainly experience calm air and dry sky. Sometimes they make the mistake of thinking the storm has ended, but it hasn't. The eye moves on, and the second half of the storm arrives with wind blowing from the opposite direction.
Good. So that's the part. Very important. So if there's a hurricane that's passing over, you have a heavy force first, then there's a calm, and then there's a second heavy force, which is the second half of the hurricane. First half, heavy, the middle, calm, because that's the eye, and then the second half, right, heavy. Heavy force of wind. Very good. So that's that. We are closing our books for this, and then we're going to our Judy movie. So those of you who read, thank you.